so annoying. Moo ha ha ha! It's your boy John. Oh, no, I'm playing. That sounds terrible. No, I'm just playing, guys. I'm actually keeping that in here because it's that time of the day. It's creep night. No, okay, not creep night. All right, well, whatever. I appreciate you guys. Love you much. As you can see, that QT says 151. So what does that mean? It means I backed out. All right. And for good reason. And the reason why, and I don't want to say his name, Isaac. One of my brothers that I speak to frequently that always influences me to make bad decisions. Isaac. He's probably gonna kill me when he sees this. But anyway, um, yeah, we had a little talk yesterday, and so I was like, man, I finished my day, blah blah. I'm at like 9:06 now. Like I'm kind of going over goal, but I don't think I said all that. But anyway, I was over my goal. That was my inside thought. And he said, "Look, you almost there. You should just keep going till you're gonna get that 1924 and blah blah blah." And I'm like, man, that's not what this is about, man. I'm trying to follow a process. I'm trying to teach a process, and after hanging up on him, I had to hang up because when we get together, just bad decisions happen. But apparently, we planted that seed. All right, and I'm like, oh, well, even though I'm done today, let me just jump back in here and test my luck. So yesterday I was like 9 for 7. And like I said, I don't even, I mean, you can look at the prior video and see where I was, but I was at 9:06. And then I listened to him, and in the middle of the night, that's where you start itching. You want to trade, so I'm blaming him, but it's not really his fault because it was mine. But started trading right, and wasn't doing too great. Like I was getting like I got my 2 wins, and then lost and I won, and I lost and I won, then I lost, then I won, and it was just like teetering around at 1100 number. Then I lost and got back down to 1000, and I'm like, look, I had to like really figure it out at this point. Because I'm like, the reason I think what I'm doing here, honestly, is I'm trying to what is this that I clicked on? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying it's like a dangling fruit. That 1924 is a dangling fruit. And I'm trying to teach people that, if you're new to this, starting with a low amount of money, I'd rather go that approach than be the person on YouTube showing you I made $4,000 today, and I'm throwing up these unbelievable numbers to the average person because they don't understand how that would go. So like my goal here is to show the common individual, like, hey, you can start this off, grow with me. This is my first week trading. Yeah, I was 1,000 up, but unfortunately, but me backing out the promo deal, they split half of that, and then they took back their 150 deposit, which left me on this 151.77. So just so you know, when you depending on how you upload your funds, I did Bitcoin, so there's a conversion rate. So you just have to make sure that you're taking all that in considerations if you're trying to come in at a very specific number. But the good news is the money came same day. So I backed out earlier this morning, like prior to me even trading. I was up like at demon time. Sorry to use that reference. But anyway, I was up real early, and I just said, man, forget it, because I'm this is my dangling fruit here, and a dangling fruit can be anything. It can be a goal, but it can also be a bill, mortgage, some upcoming expense. So when I talk to people about this, I always tell them like you shouldn't be trading to get to a specific number to do something. Like if you're trading to pay a bill or to afford this or afford that, that is the wrong mentality because you're going to be making emotional decisions. And I saw that dangling fruit that night, even though it was a small amount that I know I could have attained. I saw that as me being counterproductive to what I'm trying to teach. Because my goal was to teach you guys, hey, start off with a small goal. I think I had initially 200 to 300, but like realistically, 100 to 200 during your warm up period is what this would be considered. Is a good amount, especially if you're considering that you can do this 7 days a week. Okay. So, more of the story, I did back out. I did trade today. So you see 814. And I put in 4 trades, and these are reasonable numbers, like I've always done. I'm not doing anything crazy, so you guys can see. But 8 o'clock is when I actually started trading. And then I got one. Then so when I get in and get out, I don't keep it up. I log off. Okay, so I don't, because I'm working now, so I'm trying to take the approach of the person that possibly doesn't have a work from home type of position. Like, so I mean, yeah, I work from home. I got all these different screens, and I can really do this if I wanted to in a few minutes, but that might not be everybody's approach. So I'm trying to give a more realistic approach for most people, because I want to make sure I'm really helping out the common individual, not the person that already got it and has all the time in the world to get more, right? Unless they want it, it's fine, but whatever. So 8 o'clock, got my first 48. Um, and then jumped back in at 10:15, put 2 more trades in, and then took another break, and then logged in again before I went like to work out, and that's where I made my 138. So all 4 of those together, got me to the 138. All right, now 138. Now normally I teach like a five. So my normal goal is 5 trades. Okay, but and I will tell you, good thing about all this, like I said, I got all the deposits today. I'm sorry. I was able to withdraw both of those today. So the one from, prior to, and then also after I secured that 138 today. Um, Let me scroll up here. I'm sorry. So, 133. I'm not at 138. I'm sorry. So 133. So I secured that. So I was able to get both of those today, and both secured and sent to my actual account today. So it is quick. There's no long wait, but that could also be because like I said, I've been trading for 5 years. So I mean, maybe if my bank recognizes that stuff or whatever, then that can also be a reason why I didn't have any delay. But I don't know. My experience, I got it all today, and it all was sent then to my account today. So the goal for me again in this warm up period is the goal that I'm trying to set for you guys. So minimum goals, but to understand that these minimum goals add up, because 133 a day, 7 times a week, gets you around 3,700. 3,700. I'll just say 3,700, just to round down. Um, and the reason why I didn't go back in for 5 is because I mean, realistically, somewhere where I would have wanted to end is somewhere around 150, but I'm not going to risk a large trade for $20. Okay. So sometimes it's just not worth it. In this case, it wasn't worth it. But like, I mean, I might down the line, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to like really take this from an approach. I'm not trying to like consider my earnings and stuff through like my Forex. I'm coming at this like I haven't earned anything at all. And I'm just basically working off of straight income. So I'm trying to really take a realistic approach to this and not do things because I know well, it's not going to hurt me because I got this over here, whatever the case may be, right? So, um, what am I saying? So yeah, so stopped at the 133. Again, that's about 3,700 in a month. So that is mortgages, that's definitely rent, that's utilities. Ideally everybody's going to have their own warm-up goal, all right? So what I recommend honestly is just add up all your expenses. So add up your expenses, see what that number is, and then divide it by into a month. Like I said, if you're trading 7 days a week, I mean, you can actually follow this format because you probably fit in somewhere around here. So if you're trading 7 days a week, every day, 4 times a week, you can do the math and just see where does that leave you after everything. Like if you do this route for your warm up and you have your take home, like your checks that you're earning, you can take those home and put them in your pocket. Like what number do I need to achieve as my true warm up? Okay. Is it 100? Because if it's 100, then I would just say stop at the 87. Or yeah, I would just say stop at the 87 or put the 25 in twice, maybe, then a 50. I mean, however you want to do it. But like I said, you don't have to be exactly at the number. You just be want to be around it. So if my goal is 150 and I'm at 133, I'm fine with that. 133. That's really how I look at it. Okay. Um, and same thing if 200. If I'm at 188 or 180 and my goal is 200, I'm not about to risk my money for another $20. It looks stupid to do that. Okay. And I don't mean to say stupid, but it is. All right. So 5 entries, 4 to 5 entries is what you should be looking to do based on whatever your goal is. The key thing is, regardless of whatever your goal is, if it's the $46, let's just say $40 a day is what you're trying to earn, or I'm sorry, 40, 87, $80 is what you're trying to earn daily or something, or 50, whatever the case may be. Make sure so 6, 7, 8, 9 is for practice. Okay, because technically speaking, you should still, with you being in this warm up period, you guys being new to this, you need to practice, and it doesn't make sense to practice with fake money. Like I don't want anybody going back to demo after they do live account because it's a mentality thing. When you're using a demo account, I mean, and just so that you know, I did free up a couple of those videos that you saw as private, so you guys can see how quick I made, X amount of dollars. The difference I can tell you is obviously when it's demo, it's not your money. So when it's not your money, you're more willing to risk the 50, the 75, the 100. So you have to build up a mental tolerance. Anybody that's trained with me in like mixed martial arts or anything of that nature, they know I talk about this all the time. Like it's one thing to practice, but once you get around the real deal, you have to be mentally ready for that. So it's the same thing for this. So once you're in a real account, I don't want you practicing anything in the fake account unless you're like doing some crazy new method. Like, but if you're doing what is consistent here, you shouldn't be doing both. Okay, you either stop doing like if you're not doing well for some reason, then you totally go back to demo, or if you're doing well, you stay in it and you just do the numbers so it makes sense. So in my example here, if I had gone to the five, and this is very easy, so I don't want to make it seem like people can't follow, but 154, my goal, let's say, is 150 in this example. I'm going to make sure I never go under 150. So first trade is $4, right? If I win it, I get 157 because I get a $3 return. And then I'm like, okay, so continue with practicing, but let's up the stakes some. $7. Now I got six. Now I'm at 163. Same thing here. Keep going. Put in 10. So now you're securing 153, but now you're making 172. Do you continue here or do you not? It's really up to you. Now, realistically, getting 10 in a row in a day, I mean, it can be done. I guess it just depends on, what you see, but it's not likely that you'll be able to hit 10 in a row. Like even 5 in a row is difficult. Like you can I mean, I've done it, a few times, but sometimes I'll get 4 in a row, I'll miss one, then I'll get 2. You get what I'm saying? And just so that you know, and I'll talk to you about strategy about that because I don't want you guys to like if we're talking hundreds and fifties, if you win a 50, win a 50, win 100, lose 100, I don't want you to go back and try to win another 100. I want you to go to 50, then 100. Like, because if you lose it, then now you lost 200 in a row, right? So you have to control your losses. So I always teeter back and forth, and I recommend you guys write this down. So like every day I write this down because if I go 25, if I go 20, if I go 50, and then I lose the next 50, I need to factor in like, okay, where I'm at with my profit. And based on that, should I be entering at a 20, at a 25? I definitely wouldn't do a 50, right? And it's the same thing as those numbers get larger. All right. So more of the story is, man, like honestly, do this, get involved. I'm here for you. I'm gonna have a lot of content this weekend when I'm off. Obviously, I'm gonna put in more strategy videos. So I'll do like the candlesticks based on this on the live market. I'll just try to let you guys see some stuff. I'm not doing any live trades just yet because I want to make sure you guys see strategy and I go through everything before I like do any live trades. And then like I said, for the in-depth like real meaty discussions on the live trades. That's going to be on the Patreon, but I will give you something here. I just like I said, if the purpose of the Patreon is so that if you're serious about it and you really want to do well with this, I mean, you have access to me, and obviously, you'll have more resources than what's going to be on YouTube. But I want to share my experience, so I just wanted to tell you guys in terms of transparency. I gave up on the 1924, but at the end of the day, man, this is my journey. It's not about honestly I mean, $2,000 isn't life changing, so it's not about $2,000. That was just so that I can actually pull my first deposit, but it's about the path to financial freedom. Okay. And a lot of that has to do with the mentality, and it doesn't just start here. So, um, I'll show you this warm up period. I mean, you guys saw it, but realistically, when you're ready to get down to it, I just want you to see the difference. Okay. So when you're into your month 2 and 3 and you're focused on now $300 a day or 460 is where it taps off at, this is, this is, this is it. It's the same thing. 4 trades, the numbers just look different, right? So instead of starting off with 25, you're doing 50. Instead of jumping to the 20, you're now doing 75. Because if you've done a month or even 2 months of that first, let's just say the first 133, like I mean, everybody earns what they earn, but understand that you still have your income, so you got $3,900 for 2 months in a row, and then you still have whatever your regular income is. So you should have a decent cushion to feel comfortable to say, hey, let me bump this up some. All right. And if you don't, that's fine. If 300 is too much, that's fine, man. Like you don't have to do 50, 75, 100. You can do 50, 50, 75, 75, and another 50 or something. I mean, I know that'll take you all over, but that'll get you there. Or you can do this route and stop at 100. You can say 50, 75, 100, and you'll have $207. So the good thing about this is your life. You do what you want to do. I'm just providing you with some sort of structure so you can see how it works and you understand the profit scheme. Again, the entry is 50, your return is going to be $46. It's going to tell you made $96, but just understand that's including what you put in. So understand the profit is different than what you see highlighted when you win. Okay. So out of that $46, you're going to take 75 from that being a negative, and you're going to have a return of $69, which is going to put you up 115. At that point, you should be trading strictly in the profit, like on the high end. Some people have different feelings when it comes to entries and returns. I believe in high rolling. I'm just gonna be honest. It's the same way I traded with Forex when I was teaching that to people. I say, look, you can put in 25, 30 cent lot sizes, but for you to make any meaningful number with that, like this thing has to move almost 1,000 points in whatever favorable direction. Me personally, I was putting in a dollar 25, so I didn't need that big movement. I just needed a small movement to be like, boom, I'm good, I'm out. So that worked for me, but the difference between this and Forex is I don't need $4 or $5,000 in my what is this called? Pocket option account to make money. I can make money with the 151 that you just saw because I just did it. Where I had 151 and I just made my 133 and I pulled that today and I'm gonna do the same tomorrow, but I'm probably gonna get my account back up to 300 because now I'm just being honest. Since I started with 300, even though they spotted me that I'm not comfortable really trading, um, you know, based on the amounts that I have with just that small amount in the account. So I'll build it back up to 300, but then after that, it's fair game. So I think that's everything I have. Like I said, I mean, this is just the goal. Like I said, these are goals that I'm comfortable sharing. But going past this month, I'm probably not going to be showing what I'm going to be doing. Per se, I'll still share videos and things of that nature. But in terms of goals, like that's private. That's for me, and it should be for you too. Like everybody's goals are different. We all want different things, and that's fine. But this is definitely something that everybody can do. Just please take those baby steps, get it done. And I'm here for you guys. So until next time, like I said, look for those videos with more strategy stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Like the video. If you haven't already, subscribed. If you don't, we boxing. All right.